Hi everyone, Tyler here from TW-Waytek. Today we're going to be talking about how to copy content in Excel from one file to another using Power Automate. So let's get started. So this is the second part in a two-part series. In the last video we looked at saving and renaming an Excel file in SharePoint using Power Automate, which is this first part of the process flow. In today's post we're going to be looking at how to copy Excel data from that file to another Excel file in SharePoint using Power Automate, which is the second part of this process flow. You can also visit my website at TW-Waytek.com for step-by-step instructions, and I'll be sure to leave a link in the description below. So let's have a look at the flow. The trigger for this flow is when a new file is created in SharePoint. And the previous video we did, the last step was saving a file to SharePoint in a specific folder. And when that happens, that will trigger this next flow when a file is created. So the site address and the folder ID matches exactly to where we were saving the file in the last flow. The next action is to create a table. So we want to be able to copy contents from one Excel file to another, and to do that the data set has to be in a table. So the current file we have, it is not in a table, so this is the first step of that action. So first you're going to need to know the location of the file. So we need to provide the SharePoint site, its document library, and the file we want to create the table in. And for this we want to make sure we use x-ms-file-id to select the file that we want to use. So this is actually it's a header value. It contains both a file ID and a drive location. And although there are other options like the file path or the file name, this is the option you want. And then next is the table range. So the size of your range is going to be determined by whether or not the file is going to have dynamic data, like a dynamic number of rows, or static number of rows. If it's static, then you can just use the exact range. If it's dynamic, you're going to want to provide enough, well, as many rows as needed in order to ensure that it covers the maximum number of rows that is expected to be in the file. And not to worry, because we're going to filter out the blanks anyway. So, and then you're going to give the file a name, the table a name, and lastly the column names. And the column names should match exactly to what they are in the file itself, and then you can separate each by a comma. Next is the delay action. Purpose of the delay action is to give Power Automate enough time to create the table before starting the next action. The larger the table, the more time that is needed for the delay. It may be a bit of trial and error to figure it out, to know how long to set your delay. When testing your flow and you get a fail at the create table step, then you'll know you need to give yourself more time. And for this example, I'm using a 1 minute delay. The next action is to list all the rows present in the table. So at this point we've added a table to the data in the Excel file, and now we're going to determine what's in each row in the table. So you're going to need the location of the SharePoint site again, and the name of the document library. For the file, we want to select the file ID, the XMS file ID under the dynamic content. For the table name, we'll select the name of the table in the dynamic content. And For a filter query, this is an OData filter, which allows us to filter out the rows that do not contain any values. So you want the column name of one of the columns, NE for not equals, and then null in single brackets. And I select the column item because I know that it has to have data, so if there is a null value, then we know we don't want to include any of those rows. So next is the apply to each action, and within the apply to each we're going to be using the add a row into the table action. So for the apply to each, we're going to select the value from the previous action, the list rows present in a table, then add a row into the table. We're going to select the location of the SharePoint site. In this case, we're adding it to the same SharePoint site, but it doesn't have to be. You can add it to any SharePoint site. And the document library within the SharePoint site, and then the path, the file path, and name. The name of the table in the file. And when you select the table name, it should populate rows with the names of each column in the table. And although these look like dynamic content, they're not. You'll actually have to write an expression for each, and this is what that looks like. Items, apply to each, and then the column name from the table that you're copying it from. And then we're going to insert the date into the table, so we know when the data was added. And that's it. That's all you need. This should finish the flow, and ready to test it. So now let's take a look at the file that we're sending. So it's just test file 1, column header, and then 5 rows, 4 columns, and this is what we're sending via email. That will get moved to a folder within the email, and then when that happens, it will save to a folder in SharePoint, this folder here, file collection. And this is the trigger for the second flow that we're working on in this video, which will then copy its content and move it to another Excel file, which we're calling test file 2. So after the second flow is initialized, it's going to format the file, existing file, into a table. It's going to add a column, the date column, and it's going to create the table. In this case, we have it set to add 1 extra row of blank data. And lastly, it's going to get moved, or that data will get copied and appended to this table here, which will collect, which is the collection point for the data set. So let's go ahead and we'll send the file and see this take place. So the file's been sent. The first flow that we did in the last video, it's very quick. It only takes a second to run. It's running now. Should be done. 2 seconds. And then now that it's saved to the folder, it's going to trigger the next flow. Alright, so it's running now. And if you remember the delay, we have a minute delay, so it's going to take at least a minute to run. So let's go take a look at the file that it's going to be copied over to. So we should see the rows getting added one at a time and then populating today's date into the last column. And it should not copy a blank row. So it should be filtering out all null values. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's it. The rows were appended to the data set, and every day when we get the email, that updated data set should populate here, and you can go ahead and build out a Power BI report from this data set, which will refresh daily. So that concludes my video. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel to get all the latest technology tips, and to visit my website at TW-Waytek.com, where you'll find even more tips and tricks. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.